Hello, YouTube. This is BUB'S Comics coming at you with a quick comic haul, but it won't be that quick. It'll be kind of fast, but also kind of long. So, all right, let's see what we can do here. First up, we've got The Flash, number 127. This, I believe, is the first cover appearance of Gorilla Grodd. It says, "I told you you'd be in for a shock the next time we clashed. Flash." It says, featuring the amazing return of Grodd, the wicked gorilla genius in Reign of the Super Gorilla. So there you go. Gorilla Grodd making his cover appearance. The first appearance of Grodd is, I don't remember what number it is, 120 something, but it doesn't have him on the cover. So I'm pretty sure this is the first cover appearance. Correct me if I'm wrong, but pretty cool gorilla cover. I like that anyway. And I like Gorilla Grodd, so it's all a win for me. Next up, we've got some. This is a little bit odd, so I don't know how much you guys are into this kind of stuff. We'll find out. So these are men's magazines from the 50s. So produced by Atlas. So as you know, Atlas, the predecessor to Marvel. So here we have Focus magazine. And you can see these are pocket-sized mags. So check this out. It says Focus. It's a 10 center. Of course, make sure Focus can focus on it. There you go. Focus. Why men go sexually bankrupt. Look at that. Confidential report. End of the line for Bill O'Dwyer. So a lot of the references from these 50s mags are lost on me, but check out that wraparound cover. That is not lost on me. It says German starlets attack in Battle of the Bodies. So this is one of the feature stories of the German starlets battling it out. And it's not like a smut mag or anything like that. It's like a men's, you know, they talk about politics and some sports. It has like a pin-up on the interior, but it's not like super, there's no nudity or anything like that. So pretty cool stuff. A lot of politics. So what's interesting to me, and men's advice, but the men's advice isn't near as bad as you would think it is. Like, I expected it to be really out there and really like misogynistic and really, you know, very, very ultra like anti-woman or anything like that. It's not like that at all. It's pretty normal, and really most of the advice and stuff that I read in this are applicable today and stuff that they still advise people to do today. This one in particular says, Focus, and it says how to handle a honeymoon. I thought that was great. Look at that. Judy Hall. It's got a little back pin up too. It's got great little advice columns, and these things, you know, I didn't pay much for them, so I was happy to have them. That was July 8th, and the other one was September 16th. All these are around 53, 50, 52, 53. I think the magazine started in 50 or 51. So there's Focus right there. Is another one. Case of the Baffled Science, Affair of the Test Tube Lovers, whatever that is. Woo! Sounds rough. A couple other things on there. Here's another one. Check out those eyebrows. I still see girls rocking that look. Pretty bad. The rest isn't bad though. So there you go. And here's this last one. I'm going to be also working on this one to try and get that 26 off. So hopefully, and it says, will Harlem vote swing election to Ike? So it's very, very politically focused, men's stuff. So pretty cool. It has advice on health, relationships, and basically then it just talks sports and politics and celebrities, usually celebrity women, but sometimes celebrity men and the celebrity men who love them. So cool stuff. Don't know how much you guys are into that kind of stuff, but I really dig stuff like that. I think it's, you know, a cool way to kind of connect with the past a little bit. Next, we've got some back issues here. We've got Detective Comics 1003, I guess. Variant cover. Cool. Mark Brooks cover. I picked up a few variants recently. A lot of them I'll just be flipping or selling, but this is one I think I'm going to keep. So very, very cool Batman stuff. Look at that Batgirl on there. That's fantastic. I like Mark Brooks. I think he does a good job. Next, we have the Tick. Clowns and Ninjas and Knights Oh My. So Tick number 2. Very cool. Spoon. Here's a Tick number 4. Same clown story. I love that pose. That one's really good. I like this better than the other one, but I got him because why not, right? Here is Tomb Raider. Now, I love Michael Turner. You guys know I love Michael Turner. But like all great artists, especially ones that do a lot of cheesecake work, there's good and there's bad. This one, I don't know. I think Witchblade looks okay. But boy, Tomb Raider has got that J. Scott Campbell poured liquid woman look. Some of Campbell's stuff works. I think his Black Cat run right now looks really good. But I'm not a fan of that super elongated, completely unrealistic look. There's some things I don't mind to be unrealistic when they draw the ladies, but that's a little bit just weird. It almost looks alien-like. But anyway, Michael Turner, I thought he did a good job on the face and everything from the ribs up. But from about there to there, it's just kind of weird. But anyway, I had to pick it up because I was missing. That was the third one, the third variant of Witchblade Tomb Raider. I didn't have it. Now I have it. So that's how that happens sometimes. Check this out. DC First number 1. The Man of Steel versus the original Flash. Their first race. So it supposedly features the first race between Superman and Jay Garrick Flash. Now I've kind of thumbed through the book and it's horribly drawn. The interior, I don't know. It says Jeff Johns, Ricky Burchett, and Prentice Rollins. But I got to tell you, I don't know which one of them was the artist on the interior, but it's absolutely terrible. Other than that, it's pretty cool cover. And I like the cover, so that's why I bought it, because it's just a really cool cover. And I think it's Kevin Nolan cover. So very cool. Interior is terrible. Like, I tried to thumb through it, and it was just like unreadable. Here's just a little cheesecake for you. Charlie's Angels number 2. I had picked up Charlie's Angels number 1. I'm pretty sure it's a Dotson cover. I don't know who did this, but I don't think it's Terry Dotson. But pretty cool. You can get an up close to that one. You got the one up top that's kind of like a space ray gun. You got the girl kind of more like a spy. And you got the swimming spy, kind of James Bond-esque. The whole thing I was just really digging it. I kind of got it and thought maybe I would sell it, but I really liked it. So I ended up keeping that one. Can you blame me? Next, speaking of this one, I got this to get rid of, and I'm probably end up keeping it at least for a minute. Sometimes I end up keeping them for a while, and then I get rid of them later, and sometimes they just stay. So here's the Null Fairies. And these fairies must have quite... the interior of this book is absolutely unreadable. It's drawn terribly. The whole thing is just a mess. It's a hot mess. It's a pretty thick book, too. It says number 2, limited edition. I'm sure. Limited print run. Kinko's ran out of ink. But check that out. Pretty cool fairy. I thought the dimensions were all right. That thigh gap is a little exaggerated. It's like... I think they added it afterwards. Like, just started shaving away her thighs until they got enough gap in there. So that's kind of weird. But other than that, it's okay. And these fairies are supposed to have a bunch of magic, but I don't think they can eliminate the cold. So, oh well. Sorry about that, little blue-eyed fairy. But pretty nice. I like that. You know, I can dig it. This I'm super excited about. You guys got to check this out. You know I'm a big Tomb Raider fan. Here is Tomb Raider. This is the preview with the foil, the Monster Edition, which was, monstermart.com. I'm sure it doesn't exist anymore. Probably co-owned by the guys who own Napster. So anyway, here's Monster Edition. Check that out. Isn't that cool? I love that foil. That is so cool. I love that one. I was super psyched to get that preview edition. And if you like that, you're going to love this. Look at that. I had this on my watch list and it popped up and I snagged it, man, just as quick as I could. Look at that foil edition of Tomb Raider #1. Closing in on my all variants of the original Tomb Raider run. Trying to get as many of them as I can. We're working on it. We'll see how it goes. We're about halfway done. Here's Tomb Raider #12. This is a giveaway or something. It says Graham Cracker Comics exclusive. I'm not sure if that's the actual graham crackers, like you eat graham crackers, or if that's just the name of the, I think it's just the name of the shop, like Graham Cracker Comics distributed this book. But anyway, there it is, #12. Like I said, working on that whole run to get all the variants of Tomb Raider in Volume 1. I'm trying to focus on the ones that came out at the time. There's some con exclusives that came out later. They're kind of harder to find and more expensive. And they were limited runs, but they didn't even come out at the time of Tomb Raider. They're like kind of homage to the series. So I'm not as keen on those. Here's Alley Oop, #11. There's some golden age for you. 1947, I believe. Don't know who the artist is. It's uncredited. It's unsigned. There's Alley Oop. It's kind of a comic strip type book collection. It was in pretty rough shape when I got it. It's still in rough shape, but I cleaned it up quite a bit. Had some writing up here and stuff like that. So, but got it in pretty good shape. And I just love the Alley Oop character running away from all the Amazons. I think that's awesome. 1947 Golden Age book makes an appearance today. How about that? Hope you all like that. Here's some Cavewoman, Missing Link. Filling in my Cavewoman run. Nothing too special about that. A couple of gorillas beating each other up. Here is... actually, that finishes my Cavewoman Missing Link run. So, yeah! Cavewoman Mutation. That's just a Devin Massey cover, which is pretty terrible. But for some of these, I don't know if I have Mutation, but first, this is Mutation #2. So for some of these, I have the Bud Root limited editions. So I kind of like to get the A covers, which are usually pretty cheap, in order to be able to slab the other one if I want to. Not that the interiors are anything worth keeping anyway for some of these. Here's a good one. Cavewoman All Natural Pinups, mature readers only. That one's pretty cool. I like that. That is not Devin Massey. I forget the name of the guy that did that, but he did a lot of these books. Pretty cool. I like that. Riding a dinosaur. Here is Past Lives #21. So it's Old Man Logan #21. I picked this one up because it is the source material they claim for the statue that came out recently for Wolverine in his original costume, which I really like. So I just picked that up to kind of match the statue, which I did get. And here's Lazarus Chronicles, a nice Bud Root cover. Rare to see him not doing a Cavewoman book, but still kind of in the same vein. Check that out, man. That is tough. That is so good. That's amazing. That's absolutely amazing. That might be my favorite zombie cover ever. That might be my favorite zombie cover ever. The more I look at it, the more I love it. Here is the new Teen Titans #43. You're like, what the heck? Well, let's crack it open and take a look. It'll be quick, I promise. So, you like DC, huh? Huh, kid? You like Starfire, huh, kid? Well, check this out. If you see down here, Starfire was in a nudie mag. What? And the Teen Titans, or the New Titans, sorry, are all over it, literally. And so they found a copy of this expose of Starfire. Check that out. Woo, in the shower. And because, they're not teens anymore, so now they can do stuff like that. Of course, that's drawn by the great Adam Hughes on an interior. And he also did the pinup. Check that out. Yay, boy. Very cool. Some more Adam Hughes goodness for you. So, like I said, what am I doing with a new Titans book? This is going to be one of those books that I'll have to write on the outside flap or something, or on the backing board what it is, because if I don't, I'll end up giving it away or selling it, because there's nothing about the front of this cover says that I would keep this book in my collection. So next up we got Star Wars number 3. I haven't read it yet. I read 1 and 2. So this is a new book. This is a new comic, new comic book day pickup. I'm picking up all the variants, the trading card variants, and I've got a binder already picked out, and I'm going to load these into sleeves in the binder, and I'm going to keep these rocking and rolling. So I'm going to collect all 36, and I'm picking them up all in the wild too. So as they come up in the shop, I'm going to pick them up as they go. I've got a new comic shop in the area, so I'm excited about that. And I've been hitting them pretty hard, picking up stuff like that. So today, that's what I picked up. So let's see. Next, we got The Lone Ranger and Snake of Iron number 1. Check that out. That is cool. I like the Lone Ranger comics. And not to be outdone, we got What's This? Number 2? Snake of Iron. I didn't even know these existed, because I thought I had all the Lone Ranger runs that Dynamite put out, but there you go for not doing your homework. And I'm digging around dollar bins and I found a few. There's number 2, and could we have the whole run? No, there's number 4. So we're missing number 3. That's okay. And who knows if there's more past 4? I don't think so. That's all right. Because we also found the Lone Ranger and the Green Hornet, which I thought was super cool. Check out that. Yeah, that's badass. That's number 2. So we're still missing number 1 of that one. But we did find number 3. Very cool. And we did find number 4. Check that out. All right. What? And number 5. Oh, great. I hope there's not 6 of these. Look at that. I forget the name of that car. Is it the Green Beauty or the Hornet Mobile or the Black Beauty or the Black Hornet Mobile or something? I don't know. Greenie? I don't remember the name of it. Pretty cool, though. And then we found some Rocketeer books. So we got Rocketeer and Spirit number 1. Very nice. Some pulp goodness. And that's like a little anthology book. It has like 2 or 3 stories, and only one of them is Rocketeer and Spirit, and that's the one I like. The others are kind of goofy. Then we got Rocketeer and Spirit Pulp Friction. This is number 3, so that was number 1, so I'm missing a few, in between. Yep. Pretty cool, though. And I love this book. I've been after this book for a while, actually. I just didn't want to pay the money, because when I see this book, it's always by itself, and you got to pay up for it. So here's Rocketeer Adventures 2, number 1. But I love that art. Super cool. Just has a real, look, buy war bonds. Keep them flying, buy war bonds. I love that. It's got a real Captain America feel to it. Actually, I picked up 2. They had 2 copies. I picked them both up. So here is Rocketeer Adventures number 2, number 4. Season 2, number 4, however you want to put it. And there's kind of some Bruce Timmish type art there. Very cool. And again, not all the art in this book is drawn in this style. Some is, some isn't. So I used to think that they were all like that on the interior, which I'm not a huge fan of, but it's actually not the case. The first story is kind of drawn more traditionally, and then they have a couple of backup stories that are drawn in this style. So pretty cool still. Next one, I'm kind of in a phase where I'm liking the original costume for the Hulk, for Wolverine. So here is the Incredible Hulk number 80. Not sure what volume it is, but check that out. Check out that original Wolverine costume, or close to it. I mean, it's got the whiskers. A lot of people don't like the whiskers. I like them a lot. I think they look great. I think they add some ferocity to his mask that without is kind of missing. Look at those nice long claws, but not longer than the forearms. Just about as long as you could get. I feel like when this guy was drawing, he was like, I hate it when people draw the claws longer than the forearms. So then he went back and made sure he made those forearms just exactly long enough to hold those claws. I mean, you could take a measurement to it, and it's like exact. So, and the Hulk looks pretty tough there too. The only thing would have made it better is the Hulk was gray or something. But love that original Wolverine costume. I just love that book. Super impressed with that one. And then I don't know about this series. So this was a series, Spider number 15. This is a Dynamite series, old Golden Age hero in the Spider. I like it. I forget, that might be the Alex Ross cover. He did a lot of those for Dynamite in the beginning. I read the first 6, and then I had, first 7, which is the first storyline, and I have a few more past there, but not in sequential order, so I don't have them all. But I really like this, and I think it's pretty cool. So I don't know if I'm going to keep collecting them. I may even sell off the run that I have so far. I read the story, I liked it, but I'm kind of changing a little bit right now as far as what I'm keeping versus what I'm letting go. Thinking about letting go quite a bit right now. As a run collector, there are certain runs that I read that I know after I read it, I'm going to keep it forever. But then there's runs you read and I'm like, that was okay. So maybe I'll just keep the covers I really like and let the rest go. And I've already let a couple of the, because I had some double covers, some variant covers. I already let a few go of that run, that Spider run, and I might let some more go. All right, coming down the home stretch, we got some new books. Teen Titans it says New Teen Titans number 1. It's a Dollar Comics, but we know it's a reprint of, I would say, number 2, actually, New Teen Titans number 2, which it says there. It's like all jacked up. So it says Dollar Comics, $1 DC. Then it says New Teen Titans number 2, so that tells you the original story. But because this is its own publication, it has its own indicia under Dollar Comics as the main title, it's actually number 1. As if they're going to do a Dollar Comics New Teen Titans number 2, they're not going to do that. But that isn't in the indicia. The number 2 that they put in the line, that's not in there. So anyway, first appearance of Deathstroke. That's a book that I kind of hope to get someday, but I'm not hunting real hard, so we'll see what happens. Elvira, Mistress of the Dark. So when I started this run, I was picking up all the photo covers. And I got to about issue 7 or 8 of nothing but straight photo covers, and then I stopped because some of the other covers that were coming out I liked better than the photo covers. Not every photo of Elvira is a great one. And all the photos of Elvira that they're using for these covers are all old recycled photos that you can find on the old Elvira magazines and old comics. So you're kind of not getting anything new. If you want these photos, you can find the vintage versions of them that came out in their appropriate time period. So these are just kind of like rehashed photos. But for the last issue, number 12, I could not pass up on this photo, which is absolutely perfect. I mean, you just can't beat Elvira and all her campy goodness right there. I hope y'all appreciate that. Very, very awesome. Cool, cool, cool. The interior artist on this is Dave Acosta. Fantastic artist. Check him out on Instagram. Check him out on Facebook. I don't know if he's got any YouTube presence, but he's a fantastic artist. And I just love the interior art on this. He did the whole series. I love the interior art on this. There's another one called Shape of Elvira. He didn't do the interior art on that one, and you can really tell the difference between that run and this one. I like the other run, but it's not near as good as this one. The art on the interior of these are fantastic, so I highly recommend this. And the series is over, so we know it only went to 12. And Dave Acosta did great. In fact, I liked it so much that I've actually commissioned him to do some artwork for me. So we're going to see how that turns out. That'll be coming to me in about a month or so, and a little longer, I suppose. And then we'll see how that goes. I hope that I get, as we go, progressions of the art, because I like that. That's always fun. This is a book I was super excited when it came out. Beautiful book. Oh, man. Marvel Tales. I haven't seen anybody showing this book. I've seen it on Instagram a couple of times, but I haven't seen it in any hauls. Marvel Tales featuring Wolverine number 1. They're all reprints, but man, is that cover just phenomenal. Again, I'm in a kick where I'm really loving these old Wolverine costumes. The only thing I don't like about it is that the original Wolverine costume, he had eyeballs, like it's a cutout. And here they did the cutout, you can see there, but then they whited the eyes. So it's like, where's his pupils? Like, that's the only thing you're missing. This cover would be absolutely perfect. If he just put the pupils in there, I'd be so much happier. But he didn't, so it is what it is. But I absolutely love it. And I guess if you're considering it like a lightning rage that he's in or something like that, I'm good with that. But very, very, very cool. I love, love, love this cover. Scared to send it to CGC, even though I really want to, because it's so thick. And that's the ones that they tend to put Newton rings on, is the thicker books. But I did send them a thick book recently. It did not come back with Newton rings. So we'll take our chances on that. And just a couple more. Here's Wolverine through the years. This was the free book that they gave out with the pre-launch of Wolverine #1. So I'll talk about that for just a second. Got this book. Very happy to have it. Picked up 2 of them. And I really like it. Actually, I love it. I think the cover's fantastic. It's very cool. I love the background. Again, the old Wolverine. See how he's got eyeballs? Anyway, very cool. And I picked up Wolverine #1. So why did I pick up Wolverine #1? Well, I'm a big Wolverine fan. BUB'S Comics, get it? But I tell you this. I have every volumized issue of Wolverine. So I have, of course, his X-Men appearances, things like that. But I have Wolverine from the micro series, from the mini series 1 through 4. And then I have from Volume 1, all of Volume 1, all the way up through all the volumes of Wolverine right up until he died. Including the Death of Wolverine series. So the only thing I was missing, I didn't pick up any of the X-23 or the Dakin Wolverines or any of that. I didn't pick up any of that stuff. But all the actual Wolverine books I have. And then he died, and I was okay. I mean, it saddened me and all that stuff, but I had my collection for picking up these books were kind of done. So I thought that was pretty cool. But then they came back with Wolverine Volume 1. And what the heck are you supposed to do with that? I mean, you got to pick it up. But I kind of like the idea that I was done collecting that, because I see people who are like, I want every appearance of Batman, and I want every Batman book, and I want a complete collection of this and that. Well, when those runs never end and they keep rebooting them with next volume and a #1, someday you'll be on your deathbed or you'll be laid up in the hospital and you'll be like, somebody go to the shop. Get me Batman number 7087. Quick, quick. And your collection won't be complete. So it's a hard thing to chase. I think I'm going to let this one go. I wasn't impressed with the story. I didn't really like it. I know it's getting a lot of praise, actually. I think more than I wouldn't say it deserves, but more than I would give it. If you like the new Hickman run and you like what Hickman's doing with X-Men and all that stuff, you'll probably like this. But and they say, oh, the first story is a Hickman X-Men story and the second one isn't. I'm sorry, but the second one is close enough to that and far enough from a regular Wolverine story that I enjoyed in, say, the 90s even, and before. So I wasn't really impressed with it. I already had #2 on my pre-order, but I'm canceling it for #3. Of course, that'll be the first big appearance of something or another. And you know that they'll find a way to work in a first appearance in here, and I'll have to pay up for that book someday. But for now, I'm not going to collect these. I'm going to wait. I'm going to read them. I'm going to read them like digitally, but I'm not going to collect them. So I'm going to keep up with the story, but I'm not going to collect the books themselves until later, because I have a feeling, like most Wolverine books, this is going to end up in the dollar bins. So I'll fish them out of there when the time comes. And that's it. That's all we got. So I hope y'all appreciate that. I know it ran about a half hour, but it is what it is. This is BUB'S Comics signing off. Thank you for watching this. I know C2E2 is happening this weekend, so I'm trying to get this haul in. I know it's a big one, but I'm trying to get it in and trying to get it out before everybody starts uploading their C2E2, walkthrough videos and everyone hanging out at each other's booths and all that kind of stuff, which I love to watch, but I'm not going to try and compete with all that stuff. So it'll be a big C2E2 weekend, and next week, the hauls from C2E2, everybody will be watching that. So anyway, if you're going to the convention, be safe, have a good time, and don't spend the whole day in line for a signature that you could buy next week. And just pay a little more. It'll be worth it. So, all right. We'll catch you next time on BUB'S Comics. And remember, read a comic. And let's see who we got here to show you. Oh, yeah. That's it. Don't apologize. Ooh, look at how strong that is. for the glare. Bye-bye.